Hello and welcome to another session of Therapy and Panels. Today we're going to be looking at a story that helped redefine superhero tales that was created by Robert Kirkman and Cory Walker. Created by Robert Kirkman and artist Cory Walker, debuting in 2003 under the Image Comics Skybound imprint. At a time when Marvel and DC dominated the superhero genre, Kirkman set out to create a fresh take that mixed the high-flying action of classic superhero tales with the emotional depth and unpredictability of an indie comic. The book introduced readers to Mark Grayson, an ordinary teenager navigating the ups and downs of high school until his powers kick in, thanks to his dad, Omni-Man, who's basically this universe's Superman, but with a twist. It dared to pull back the curtain on what being a hero costs, delivering heartfelt moments, shocking betrayals, and brutal battles. The series was not only launched one of the longest-running indie superhero titles that ended with issue number 144 in 2018, but it also gave Robert Kirkman the momentum to become a household name with the Walking Dead franchise. And let's not forget the Amazon Prime adaptation that introduced a whole new audience to the world of Mark Grayson. And now let's take a trip back all the way to the beginning as we take a look at the first issue of The story begins with Invincible flying a robot man with a timer going down into the Arctic, complaining about his afternoon being ruined. I was finally going to start playing that new Dragon Ball Z game, Sparking Zero, that came out a bit ago. But you people never give me the time. He manages to ditch the robot before it explodes, and he flies off on his way. That was easy. We then go back to 4 months ago, as his mom is yelling for him to get off the toilet or he'll be late for school. Dude, you never bother a man when he is doing his business of reading a comic book. As he is having a quick breakfast, it is revealed to us through the television and discussion from Mark and his mom that his father is a superhero known as Omni-Man, who is currently fighting off a dragon in Taiwan. I love how they just talk about something like this like it's nothing for them. It's just another Tuesday. After school, Mark is at his part-time job taking out the trash when he accidentally chucks the bag into orbit, as it seems, much to his excitement, his powers have finally kicked in. Unable to sleep that night, Mark takes a daring step off his roof and luckily has developed his flying abilities and goes off to have a fun old time. Imagine if his powers didn't kick in right there. This series would have been called Invincible. Well, not really. The following day, a robbery is taking place with two guys who hired a dude who can turn his body into solid stone, when they are quickly stopped by Mark, who was working on his flying skills at the time. His dad arrives and decides that he is going to introduce Mark to someone that can help him not look ridiculous when doing the whole superhero thing. We then cut to a tailor shop and introduced to Mark Rosenbaum, who makes superhero costumes on the side, having Mark try out on a suit that, personally, I gotta say I'm not a fan of, mostly due to the colors that they just hurt my eyes. Luckily, Mark agrees that it's not a good costume, but Art tells him he needs a bit to work on before he can start making a suit that fits him. Primarily if Mark has decided on a name. That way he can get to work. And with that, I'm going to have to leave it up to you to discover the rest of this story by either finding the book yourselves or discovering the show on Amazon Prime. But for my final diagnosis, this is a great beginning. Although you don't have much action going on, we do get a good idea on the world and characters, and I get a feel of a lot of things like a Spider-Man book with the teenager aspect. I also just love the good feel of the old origin stories from the old superhero stories. It's simple but effective, still even to this day. It's a good beginning for a superhero story. And that is all the time we have for today. I'd like to thank you all for attending another session of Therapy and Panels. If you liked the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'm the Super Guru, signing off.